Oh gosh. Yeah, so houses after houses after houses after houses, and a lot of concrete and asphalt. Actually, I'm not into this environment, and I feel like, it's very important to have clean, fresh air, quality air, you know, and, that's why I feel like, you know, like I said, why should I put myself in a position where I'm, you know, because I know that the way that they set up the system is like in a way where, oh, you gotta get a job in order to pay bills. But it's like, ain't nobody got time for that. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody got time to be spending their whole time at a 9 to 5 trying to get the money to, like, no. I'm about actual sustainability, self-sustainability. That that over there, that's the hamster wheel. That's the freaking maze. That's, like the cycle. It's a cycle that you don't know where it's gonna end or when it's gonna end. It's just, and it's like, how can you even feel balanced or stable like that when it's like all the money you're getting is coming right out, like money in, money out, money in, like, really? Like, I'm the type of person that I'm like, if I'm gonna build something, it's here to stay, you know? I'm not about like, oh, let's build just for it to be plucked right out, like, no. I don't waste my energy. My energy is precious. Time is precious to me. I don't believe in, being wasteful, and it's just not my thing. I'm all about self-sustainability and working towards something that is going to last, you know. So that's why, for me, is, you know, it's just very interesting. All of this is like it's a trap. That's why they call it the trap house, right? Yeah, it's a trap. And you gotta know how to you gotta be able to be strategic and be able to, you gotta be able to play your cards right, you know? And I'm telling you, the only reason why people are in such unstable conditions is because somewhere along the way, something was done to them to trip them up, and cause them to be pushed away out of alignment. And by that happening, that person did not know exactly what happened, or who caused it, or what caused it, or so the energies were spent trying to fix it in some way. And by that happening, it's like it's just insane what has happened. It's insane. And we are doing our best to heal, unless we are, because a lot of people are still being programmed and are confused about what they actually are supposed to do. But I'm guided by a higher force, and I'm guided in a way that shows me when I'm in the right direction. Like, I get signs, synchronicities, and my body always has a way of showing me when there has to be a change, So it's interesting that we've been given these bodies that show us when there's an imbalance. And the way that it does this is by showing signs of disease or, pain or any of these things related to that. Like, I can't claim to know all the answers, because I don't know all the answers. But what I do know is that I'm guided, and and I'm shown and given discernment at the proper time in order to make specific decisions. So specific decisions are made. And when those specific decisions are made, that's when I've reached a new level. So, the more discernment I accumulate through experience and guidance, the more higher the levels I get to. This has nothing to do with worshiping anything, worshiping the devil or, any of that. It's all about, how does this feel to me? Does it feel healthy? Does it allow me to feel at ease? Does this allow me to feel happy? That's what it's about. It's not about devil worship. Some of these people are so delusional. And I say delusional for the simple fact that they're believing an illusion and judging another by what it appears to them, but not realizing that I move based on my connection with Source and the understanding that I get when I develop new ways of thinking because of being exposed to new information. So, we are in a battlefield at the moment. But the battlefield is just between you and Source. I mean, not in the sense of you are battling Source. No. What I mean is the people around you are all different aspects that are put there to bring more awareness to your mind. And it helps you to make choices. It's like water. And if you make any choice you make is a choice that you felt resonated at the time because of how much information you knew. Sometimes we're doing our very best to make the right choices, right? I don't think anybody wants to make a bad choice, really. But I think that it depends on the intention of the choice. And by intention, I mean you may want to make a choice so that you can, just have more, freedom, or more, feeling light as a feather, feeling like you're succeeding in life, feeling, it could be a choice based upon like just how you can improve in life. Because but if you make a choice to do that in a way that is like harming another, then it's like, no, like that's kind of selfish, but selfish in a negative way. And who knows what the intention was in that moment? Like, was it as a way to just prey on someone that doesn't know or something, or that they thought doesn't know, or like an easy target type of thing, just so that they could be in a better position or whatever? Or is it because, or you can make a choice based upon like, okay, what is how can I make this choice, or what can I do to improve my life, but do it in a way that doesn't hurt anyone, And one thing I learned in life is like, if you would like something, ask for it, don't like, stealing is not good, like, or taking without actually like, like taking isn't really all that good, because you don't know how you're affecting that other person, right? So it's like, that could be considered harmful to take from another. So, but like I said, it's better to ask. And how I know this is because when I was younger, I had things that were taken from me and stolen. And of course, I did not like that feeling. So I never felt like it was right to take from another. I always felt that it was important to do my best to have what is going to be good for me, for me to have joy and peace. So that's how I felt about that. What else? I don't know what else. Hmm. Gosh, I'm still trying to think. I'm getting kind of tired. Yeah. Oh gosh. I really am tired right now. It was a long day. I woke up really early. I woke up at like 9 or so. Yeah. Gosh, my head is starting to like hurt. And like I said, it's very important to have fresh air. And it's, you know, because having fresh air just helps you to have better health. And being around nature allows you to have better health. And the fact that these buildings exist is just weird because the air quality could get really, really bad, very dusty, especially if because there's no central air system or whatever, you know, like there's no air ducts where it, you know, keeps on like taking the air out. It's just windows, so all the dust that comes from the windows gets inside the house and then just sits there. And that could be very unhealthy. Even no matter how much you clean, it's still like a certain amount of dust trapped in the air. Even with an air purifier. And it's like the only way to fix that really, or what's better than this, is living in a place that has plenty of trees around, like trees in your property, like, you know, around your house. Trees to help you so that the oxygen can keep on like circulating more, you know, so that could be new oxygen. And like, why should I subject myself to negative work environments? You know, that's why I prefer having my own way of, you know, creating my own products that people find value in, you know, because I'm just working on a lot of my, you know, I'm developing my talents even more in my, you know, because I'm very good with, I'm a good artist. I'm really detailed, and I could do things, you know. This is my orgonite that I created. You know, I wire wrap these necklaces, you know. I wire wrap this one right here. You know, I made these earrings right here using sterling silver. So I do make jewelry. This is just, simple. This is like a simple wire wrap. It's not like a fancy wire wrap. This is just for it to, for the stone to be, so that it could turn into a necklace. That's the reason. Or it could be like a keychain, So, I really don't know what else to do. But I do know that I love doing a lot of extreme sports like inline skating, skateboarding, snowboarding, biking. I would like to go mining. And I like to I just like to explore. That's what I like to do. I like exploring. I like traveling. I like, trying different things. Because when I was a child, my father passed away. And, when I was in school, it's like I was car sick, so I couldn't really go to trips like that. Like in high school, I didn't even go to any trips. And that was sad. I think I maybe just went to one trip. Or 2 trips. But it's like since I was little, I was car sick. So it's like I was like whenever I went inside a car, I got motion sick. So it's like it's just interesting. But I think it's because in my DNA, coming to think of it, it's like my grandfather actually, he died at sea. So he passed away at sea. And so I know that in my genetic DNA that history is in me. So that's the reason why it got passed on to me, I think. Because all of that information is in my DNA. So it's like I could be like, I'm like the next generation. I'm actually a first generation New Yorker. Everybody else was born in my native country, which is Honduras. My mother and my father, both from Honduras. I'm an American Indian, I have I'm literally indigenous to this country, to this land. This is my land. And if this is my land, why am I living like, like I should be in nature right now. And that's what I'm being called back to. All of this, city environment, it was only supposed to be a temporary experience. Because, first of all, my mother came here to, because she wanted something, she wanted an opportunity to go to school and stuff. And so she really told us to go to school. So that's the reason why I went to school. So, and I was very, I was always listening to my mother because, of course, I care about my mother. I had way more sensitivity though. I was very sensitive as a child. Very sensitive. And I spoke through telepathy. I communicated with telepathy. So when I was in this world, all the way from the beginning, it was kind of weird. I was like, what the heck is this? This is so foreign to me. And that's the reason why I'm more natural, rather than artificial. Even though I'm sort of having to deal with the artificial world at the moment. I did used to relax I used to relax my hair. But when I was a child, my hair was natural. But then when I went to high school, that's when I started. Well, actually, I first got my hair relaxed when I was in middle school. And then sometime around the end of college, that's when I was trying to go natural. Then it's then there was another job. It's after college, it was so weird because they forced us to, it's I was put in a situation where I had to go to something called the Back to Work program, where they forced us to apply to jobs every single day to see if we would get hired. So then I finally got hired. And that's when I realized what a pain it was to live a 7 to 3, go to a 7 to 3 job, 7 o'clock to 3 p.m. I was because after that I felt it. I felt my energy being drained so much that I was I cannot live like this. Hell no. And not only that, but the people in there were just it was too much drama, too much abuse, and it was it was not really healthy. Even if it was one of those nature type jobs where you took care of the parks, it was after a while it just seemed repetitive. And I had this weird dissociation type feeling where it felt like I was in a body, but I wasn't really in this, everything felt like a dream, like a nightmare type of thing. And that's how I knew that it had to stop. That's how I knew. That's how I knew I had to get back in touch with myself. Like, that was the last straw. After that job, I just knew. And I was like, I'm leaving this all behind. I'm just gonna do my best to be my own boss or whatever. And use my talents to get what I need and stuff, my basic needs. So, but I didn't even know anything about how to start a business or anything like that. Like, I didn't know what process to take or anything. So it was all up to me, discovering and exploring and straddling the fence, as they say, trying to figure out, okay, what is this about? What is that about? Like, what is this? How do you do this? I have done so much to get to a point where I could just be at peace and be my best self and reach my greatest potential. And it's not like anything was done out of bad intentions. It was all done out of good intentions, like all throughout my life. It was all about good intentions, about living my best life. So I think that being that I do have more information now, I'm just doing my best to move forward and just explore what my gifts and talents can take me to. I really would like to build my own car and everything, my own automobile. So today I actually got this thing right here. Let me show you. Found this at the store. And I was like, oh, I gotta have it. And it's like you build your own car and stuff. So, like, I just felt like I might as well just start there, start there and see where that can go to. Because, I guess I could learn something about, building things by looking at this and by, because it's like, I'm an artist. So anything that I envision, I can actually create, build. I can build and use my hands. And it's just a matter of finding the right tools. And that's just me, I've always knew that there was something more to life than just a 9-to-5 or 7-to-3 or whatever type of repetitive cycle, hamster wheel type of life that they created in this matrix system. I always knew. Because it's like, how can you do the same thing over and over and over again without getting tired? Like, that's the most weirdest thing ever. That it's like a dream that doesn't change type of thing. And it's like, that's the reason why I felt disassociated when I was after college. And also while I was at, work and all that, and, that stuff, I felt like there had to be a change. So that's why I live my life to the fullest. And I do my best. And I hope that you could do your best too, and explore, and don't let your ideas go to waste by not acting on them and stuff, and trying, because we only have this life to live our best life. And if we don't do it, it's just, especially if you have money right now, you can use that money to buy tools and create stuff, especially if you have an interest in that, and especially if if you have the resources, you can convert that to create something else. It's called alchemy. So whatever you have, it's like this. In order to make this, I had to put these things, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, and all these things right here. And that created all of this. You see? It's Transformers. Everything is Transformers. Everything is just like that. Everything is made out of building blocks. And it's alchemy. So take what you have, and we're baking a cake. We're baking a cake, and that's called the cake of life. Yes. So I hope I inspired you in some way to go after, not to go after, but to allow yourself to experiment and explore and create and see what your mind and your gifts can, form, and what it can bring to this world. I don't know how to say it, but I think you got the gist of it. So until next time, peace and love. All right.